boy!
What is up, everyone? How's everyone doing? Thank you so much for getting me to 220 subs. It's an honor and a privilege, but let's get to that 1K so I can start getting paid, and I'm not ashamed to admit that's why I want 1,000. But obviously I want to go beyond that. If you can tell from the title of this video, this is my secret layer binder, but it's also a secret layer binder in sort of a shiny rare variants binder added on. As you can see, there's some inventions going on here, and some otherwise you'll see throughout this, some invocations, other Masterpiece series judge promos, things of that nature are all in this binder. And the reason why I wanted to make this video sort of commemorating it or making tribute to it is because I, in my Magic collecting career, this is one of the best secret layers you could have bought monetarily. It also has a command tower in it, off the chart level of returns. It's insane. Part of my Magic career of collecting and maturing, as you'll say, because you change over time. No matter how stuck in your ways you feel over time, time has a funny way of changing you. And even in my collecting era, I want my collection to be more tall than wide. And what I mean by that is I want to sell a good portion of this binder. So many basic land secret layers. Not that I'm complaining, basic land layers are pretty good layers to have because you don't have to buy secret layers type thing. So having cool basic lands is always nice. I pretty much want to sell a bunch of these, and I want to put them into maybe some expensive reserve list cards, certainly some serial numbered cards, because you can never have enough OG duels in your collection, some expeditions, some more Masterpiece series. You can never have too many certain cards in your collection, and I do want to stack up my serial numbered collection, because for some reason I'm rather fond of them. I understand why you wouldn't like them, or some more expeditions. I know that's the end of lands, this is a white. I understand why you don't like them. I guess hate them is a strong word. I guess I wouldn't understand if you outright hated them. I would get if you wouldn't care enough to own any of them, for sure. But for me, they're probably the thing that has gotten me into collecting the most in recent years. And I think genuinely I want to just switch up my collection into them. Get rid of a lot of sort of binders full of stuff and instead have more of those. But yeah, we got some of the more recent layers. We got the Doctor Who layer that came out and that introduced the 15th and the 14th Doctor, which are actually not in the set. We got the Anala from, I forget, I think it was Artist Series layer. I'm blanking on that. Fallout Boy. Some more invocations back in the day shit, you know. I don't know if I want to sell every single one of these. There are probably a few I can't part ways with, and we'll get to maybe some of them that I'll point out later. But maybe I'll change up my tune as I sell most of them and I get more serial numbered cards and so on and so forth. I remember Serum Visions. This was probably the lowest return secret layer, is the Serum Visions one. I remember all these were for sale for it's like $5. Once upon a time, paid $40 for the layer. That was a hosing. That was a hosing if I ever saw it. The extra life secret layer, I absolutely adore these, where they got the kid drew it, and then they did the artist rendition of the kid's drawing. I think that this is probably one of my favorite layers. Screw the monetary bullshit, like that's just funny. Look, he's got two eyes on like the side of his head. It's like his shit's not even centered. They like really just made it a version of what the kid drew. I love that so much. I think that is so adorable. So funny. Yeah, I guess what card I think is an auto-include in Commander. Looking at this page, which one do you guess it is? Yeah, some more invocations. More secret layers, of course. The Lara Croft one, obviously good. That was a good layer too. It came with a lot of cards that actually are holding up very well financially. I don't think I've ever added them all together, just out of pure curiosity, but it was a mighty good layer as far as money goes. That's one of the Cyclonic Rift is one of the Double Masters special arts, and I thought that these special arts from Double Masters were so cool. The Atraxa was really good. The Doubling Season, the Blightsteel Colossus, the Chrome Mox. There's a whole lot of these ones. So these ones have fantastic art, in my opinion. I think the Double Masters, like VIP packs or whatever they were called, those rares are fantastic. I would check those out if you like more of these kind of cards and special variants. Some more of the newer layers. A lot of this, the Blood Artist, that's like an OG layer, that Blood Artist. This was from like a tattoo pack. This one is really pretty. It wasn't really my kind of layer as far as art goes, but I do think the art is objectively beautiful. And then the funny thing about this Sorin is I actually didn't buy this layer from secretlayer.com, or actually what it was. I bought this layer on the aftermarket for like 20, like a high 20s, low 30 kind of number, I forget. And then Vein Ripper came out, or spiked or something, I don't know. And Vein Ripper took over Pioneer, and then this card blew up to more than the price I paid. So I didn't even get this layer from Wizards. I got it on like TCG Player, and I made a fortune. Well, the fortune is a bit generous. I fucking got my money back and then a good bit more. So that's always nice. Some more invocations going on. Some commander deck secret layers. This one, I remember this was one of the super drops. The Theros gods. Those are all very pretty penny. Very nice. Just some random black cards. I sort of did like, some of the pages look like this because I wanted them to be placeholders to know in my mind, because I was planning on filling this up, but I kind of half changed my mind. I might still do that. I'm probably going to sell. I'm probably not going to end up doing it. But so these are like placeholder pages, so I know that their black cards go there. Same thing, kind of that one, but it's obvious to tell. The red cards, the Dinosaur secret layer, holy shit, the Jurassic Park secret layer. Crazy monetary value in that. That was a very good layer to buy if you bought it. There's another OG layer, the Goblins. I forget what the point of it was. I think the whole point was just cool goblins, because they're not really anything super crazy. I mean, they all look like Rambo, but I think that might have just been the point of the layer. It was just goblins that look like Rambo and shit. Yeah, a lot of these are going to be newer layers, but I like to point out, oh yeah, my boy Purphoros. Talk about the old gods. Probably the most competitive, viable commander, at least god, that I can think of off the top of my head. You know, mono red is mono red and commander, but this is probably the best commander that you can play singly, as far as your commander being the best, not your deck being the best. It's probably one of the stronger ones. They don't make a lot of red layers. We got to green. Got a lot of shitty elf bonus cards. Princess Bride, Stained Glass Walkers, Extra Life, and just some random layers. Back to the Jurassic Park secret layer, that food chain, which is very nice. I was very much a fan of that layer. What else do we got? Yeah, we got some Judge promos. Got some From the Vaults. That was the bonus card and one of the newer super drops that came out. Stained Glass Walkers, just, you know, some general decent stuff. We had a token page that didn't get very far. They don't usually make a lot of tokens. These Hidetsugos are actually incredibly rare. If you don't know, in Neon Dynasty, which was a semi-recent set, they had this card that was the chase card of the set, and they had this come in blue, yellow, green, and red. And the red one was like obviously the most rare one. It was in very few layers, and these ones are the more common ones, but I think that as far as like their objective rarity to price goes, I don't think the value's there. It's not a very good card. It's not a strong card by any means. But I do, however, strictly speaking, think that their rarity to price ratio is not doesn't add up. I think that they're a very good deal right now if you would just like collecting rare cards. The blue and the yellow ones, at least. The green one's like $100 last time I checked. The red one's like $1,000 last time I checked. But as far as the blue and yellow goes, they're still incredibly rare, but nowhere near that price. So a good little recommendation from one collector to another. The Ian Malcolm cards, that's so funny. The ornithological studies one, Dovescape, is so pretty. You can do some really mean things with Dovescape. Really mean things. Oh yeah, a lot of the gods in the Theros layer were multicolored, so they all ended up being here. I was thinking about dedicating a page to them, but just the way that how many of them there were versus like a 4x4 binder is just weird. So I just decided to keep the colors where they were. I bought 2 of this one that contained Progenitus because it had 2 Emrakuls in it. Hard to argue with that. The Emrakul is now more expensive than the layer. Tomb Raider, Princess Bride, bonus cards. Stained Glass Walkers, you know, the classic layer binder type shit. The fucking the My Little Pony. If you watch the My Little Pony video that I've been referencing or talking about or thinking about, you'll know that I bought the Rarity and the Princess Twilight Sparkle, which is unfortunately not in this binder. I will not sell these. I might sell this guy. I will not sell these ones because I have also, not in this binder, but I have the Princess Twilight Sparkle. So at any given point, I can make that deck. Even though it's illegal, it would just be fun. It might be something I make a deck tech on the channel where it would just be a CEDH deck, but it plays the puppies as the win con instead of the Oracle. So, you know, it's just hilarious. Some more miscellaneous multicolored cards. This layer I actually liked a lot. This was the layer that came out with... This is the layer that came out with the Mafia set. I can't even remember the name of the set. There's so... where does the time go? The set with Rafine and Nuob Nixilis. It doesn't matter. This was the layer that came out with that, and I really am a fan of those. And then on my last page, I have just slivers. The slivers used to actually be like a bonus card of bonus cards back in the day. Like, it used to be like most layers, your bonus card was a sliver. And I was a fan of that. I thought it was cool enough. You know, I like slivers. I don't have a sliver deck. I never did, but it was a cool thing to collect just because they all, like, went together. You know, your bonus card worked with your other bonus card you got last layer. I don't know. I thought it was cool. I wish they did that again. More slivers as bonus cards. But that's just me personally. Some people probably hated it. But yeah, man, that's the end of my binder. I hope you enjoyed looking at it through with me, and I'm looking forward to see, you know, what I decide to do with all these cards. I'm gonna sell a good bit of them. I wish I could sell them to y'all directly through like YouTube comments and shit, but that's just a pain in the ass and can really fuck me. So I'm gonna have to just sell them online, unfortunately. Go through a third-party website. Whole lot of risk for about the same reward. So I hope y'all had fun. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good night.